Good morning, students. We are starting chapter number 9, Biomolecules, from today. Biomolecules means all the molecules that are found in our living organisms. Bio means living, molecules. So, whatever molecules are found in the living organisms are known as biomolecules. Basically, there are 5 kinds of biomolecules: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and their combinations. So there is a wide diversity in living organism in our biosphere. बहुत वैरायटी है लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स में. ये हम स्टार्टिंग के 4 चैप्टर्स में पढ़ चुके हैं. नाउ अ क्वेश्चन दैट अराइजेज इन आवर माइंड इज, आर all living organisms made of the same chemicals, that is elements and compounds? So yes, more or less same chemicals are found in each and every organisms. But you have learnt in chemistry how elemental analysis is performed. आप लोग कर आए हैं ना ऑर्गेनिक इनऑर्गेनिक एनालिसिस, करेक्ट? सो दैट इज इन केमिस्ट्री वी हैव लर्नड हाउ द केमिकल elemental analysis is performed. If we perform such an analysis on plant tissue, animal tissue, or a microbial paste, we obtain a list of elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and several other, and their respective content per unit mass. मतलब जो भी मास आप कैलकुलेट करते हैं उसमें एक फिक्स मास के लिए फिक्स अमाउंट ऑफ कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन और बाकी के एलिमेंट्स आपको मिलते हैं. इफ़ अ सेम एनालिसिस is performed on a piece of Earth's crust as an example of non-living matter, we obtain a similar list. यानी कि अर्थ क्रस्ट यानी कि मिट्टी वो नॉन लिविंग है. अगर हम उसका एनालिसिस करें तो भी हमें वही सेम एलिमेंट्स मिलते हैं जो एक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म या लिविंग टिश्यू से मिलते हैं. सो व्हाट आर द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द टू लिस्ट? इन एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स नो सच डिफरेंस कुड बी मेड आउट. ऑब्वियसली हमने सुना भी है, हम मिट्टी से बने हैं, मिट्टी में मिल जाएंगे. मीन्स ऑल द एलिमेंटल कंपोजिशन वॉट एवर इज फाउंड इन अर्थ's crust is found in the living tissues also. So as such कोई difference नहीं है. All the elements present in a sample of earth's crust are present in a sample of living tissue. However, a closer examination reveals that the relative abundance of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other elements is higher in any living organism than in earth's crust. So this was the difference between the analysis. कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन किसी भी लिविंग टिश्यू में अर्थ क्रस्ट से ज़्यादा गया है. इन हायर क्लासेस वी विल लर्न अबाउट हाउ टू एनालाइज अ लिविंग टिश्यू सैंपल एंड आइडेंटिफाई पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड. इट विल सफाइस टू से हियर दैट one extracts compound, then subjects the extract to various separation techniques till one has separated a compound. In other words, one isolates and purifies a compound. Analytical techniques, when applied to the compound, gives an idea of the molecular formula and probable structure of the compound. All the carbon compounds that we get from living tissue are called biomolecules. Please underline, all the carbon compounds that we get from living tissues can be called biomolecules. However, living organisms have also got inorganic elements and compounds in them. How do we know this? A slightly different but destructive experiment has to be done. One weighs a small amount of living tissue, say a leaf or liver, and this is called wet weight, and dry it. All the water evaporates, remaining material gives dry weight. Now, if the tissue is fully burnt, all the carbon compounds are oxidized to CO2 and water vapor and are removed. What is remaining is called ash. This ash contains inorganic elements like calcium, magnesium, etc. Inorganic compounds like sulfate, phosphate, etc. are also seen in acid soluble fraction. Means जब इस ऐश को एसिड में सोल्यूबलाइज करने की कोशिश की तो सॉल्यूबल फ्रैक्शन में सल्फेट, फॉस्फेट जैसी चीज़ें दिखी. Therefore, elemental analysis gives elemental composition of living tissues in form of hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, carbon, etc. While analysis of compounds gives an idea of the kind of organic and inorganic constituents as given in the figure 9.1 and table 9.2 present in the living tissues. From a chemistry point of view, one can identify functional groups like aldehyde, that is CHO, ketones, that is CO, aromatic compounds, benzene ring wale compounds, etc. But from a biological point of view, we shall classify them into amino acids, nucleotides, bases, fatty acids, etc. Amino acids are organic compounds containing an amino group and an acidic group as substituents on the same carbon, that is the alpha carbon. Means the same carbon is consisting of amino group as well as acidic group. Amino group NH2 group, acidic group COOH group. So the same carbon, alpha carbon, consists of both groups in an amino acid. Then the amino acid are known as alpha amino acids. They are substituted methane. Methane we know only one carbon is there. If two H are removed and replaced by COOH group and NH2 group, then we can say that alpha amino acids are substitutes of methane. There are 4 substituent groups occupying the 4 valency positions. These 4 valencies will be, one will be having hydrogen, one carboxyl group, one amino group, and the fourth one will be a variable group designated as R group. Based on the nature of R group, there are many amino acids. जैसे कि अगर R बेसिक हुआ तो अमीनो एसिड्स बेसिक कहलाएंगे. R ग्रुप जो है वो एसिडिक है तो अमीनो एसिड एसिडिक कहलाएगा. However, those which occur in protein are only of 20 types. The R group in these proteinaceous amino acid could be a hydrogen as in glycine, methyl group as in alanine, hydroxymethyl as in serine, etc. 3 of the 20 are shown in figure 9.1. The chemical and physical properties of amino acids are essentially of the amino carboxyl and R functional group. Based on the number of amino and carboxyl group, there are acidic, example glutamic acid. मतलब ज़्यादा कार्बोक्सिल ग्रुप्स हुए तो एसिडिक अमीनो एसिड हो जाएगा, ज़्यादा अमीनो ग्रुप्स हुए तो बेसिक हो जाएगा जैसे कि लाइसिन, और अगर दोनों इक्वल हुए तो होगा न्यूट्रल जैसे कि वैलिन अमीनो एसिड. ये ग्लूटामिक एसिड, वैलिन, लाइसिन, ग्लाइसिन, एलेनिन, सीरीन, ये सब क्या है? अमीनो एसिड के नाम हैं. सिमिलरली देयर आर एरोमेटिक अमीनो एसिड सच एज टाइरोसिन, phenylalanine, tryptophan. A particular property of amino acid is the ionizable nature of amino and acidic group. Ionizable means they can convert it into ions. NH2 जो है वो एक H प्लस गेन करके पॉजिटिव चार्ज में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, पॉजिटिव आयन में, जबकि COOH ग्रुप जो है वो H रिलीज करके नेगेटिव आयन में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. एक ही मॉलिक्यूल लेकिन एक तरफ वो पॉजिटिव आयन की तरफ बिहेव करता है, दूसरी तरफ वो नेगेटिव आयन की तरफ बिहेव करता है, जैसे कि इस फिगर में दिखाया गया है कि NH2 प्लस हो गया है और COO माइनस हो गया है. दीज ऑल 3 फॉर्म्स आर रिवर्सिबल, कभी भी वो किसी भी फॉर्म में देखा जा सकता है. इसमें से जो बीच वाला ग्रुप है जिसमें एक तरफ पॉजिटिव एक तरफ नेगेटिव चार्ज दिखाया गया है उसे ज्विटर आयन फॉर्म कहते हैं. Hence, in solution of different pH, the structure of amino acid changes. जैसा pH होगा वो A फॉर्म में, C फॉर्म में या फिर B फॉर्म में एग्जिस्ट कर सकता है. Here are the 2 tables showing the average composition in a cell. Water 70 to 90%, protein 10 to 15%, carbohydrates 3%, lipids 2%, nucleic acids 5 to 7% and ions 1%. ऑफ द टोटल सेल्यूलर मास. ये परसेंटेज किस में से लिया है? टोटल सेल्यूलर मास का परसेंटेज है.